Today we're gonna be working on more on integers and coordinate planes. This is going back on assessment, and this is like error analysis kind of lesson. So for this week, this is our plan. So you have a heads up of what we're going to do this week. So today we're gonna try to do an error analysis for the assessment that we have. I'm gonna go back only for 3 or 4 questions that most of us like have silly mistake or misunderstanding for that one. And then I gotta give you 3 questions. It's not due until later on. I'm gonna change the due date for that, and I'll be finalize the project, the coordinate, the map, and then tomorrow we're gonna do just the wave writing assignments for tomorrow and work on distance and coordinates. And then on Wednesday, we're gonna start lesson 3. So lesson 3 is already expressions and equations. So it start up with expressions. That will be on Thursday. We start with exponents, and we're gonna have a little quiz on exponents on Friday. It might change. That was just like a plan. So let's start with a little like question to ourselves. Why do we go to school? What is it for? Write it up. I'll give you like a minute to like share your idea. Why do we go to school? What is it for? With you, Alana.
We go to school because we need to learn, and it's not really optional.
You don't have a choice, huh? Ayman.
You go to school to do have some fun like that, like going to school be a lot more better than doing anything else.
Mm-hmm. That's a good idea. Selena. And by the way, I fixed your name in that challenge group. Selena, go ahead.
We go to school to help us learn like different skills and to be with like other people, I guess.
That is true. Anybody else would like to share? Andy? No one would like to share? So our goal for today is to evaluate the common error and misconception done in assessment. The one that we did in assessment 2 by going over the vocabulary words and strategies used in solving the assessment. And I think it's just about reading and understanding. So this is question number 2 that some of you make a mistake. Some of you get it right. So can we just try to answer them first in the period and then we'll talk about it.
Do we put the answer that we put on the test, or do we put the answer that we think is right?
Just put the answer that you think it is supposed to be right, and then we'll go over. I'll give you like a minute. All right, who could tell us? But before that, let me read it. Markers were placed at altitude of 10 and 15 feet below sea level. Enter the integer that represents the altitude closer to the sea level. Let's start with Omar. Go ahead, Omar.
So I chose 10 and I put the answer as -10 because it says that it was below, the markers were 10 and 15 feet below sea level, which means that it's -15 and -10, and it's asking which one is closer to 0, and we know that -10 is closer to 0 because it's like a less number when you're counting from 0 to 1, and when you're counting from 0 down, right, that's a greater number because it's closer to 0.
Okay.
So I chose that, and it's because it's close to 0, and 0 is the sea level.
Okay, very nice explanation. Selena, would you like to add?
I put 10, but because I thought it was like just the number above, so then I got it wrong.
So you got that wrong. Alana, what happened to your answer?
I put 10 because I was thinking of like the bottom with like the sea level as on the number line, and 10 would be closer to 0.
Oh, so you guys just think that what is that number? So based on the representation, they give you 10 and 15. So you just say, oh, 10, that's closer to 0. But we missed to read what integer that represents the altitude closer to the sea level. And it says these are 10 and 15 feet below sea level. So sometimes it's just reading it, some very like it's just like very quick, it's tricky, but we got note from today that we really have to read the problem. Okay, guys? So the answer here is -10. Okay? So let's proceed to our next question. Next question is question 3. A little bit tricky for some, but some were able to understand this problem. So for the number line shown, which statement is not true? So I'll give you a minute to remember what your guys are answers. 2 seconds. All right. Iman, would you like to share how did you figure out your answer for question number 3? So we know that the A is on the left side and it's shorter distance to 0. Then the B is on the right side and it's farther distance than 0. Ayman, how do you figure out which one is not a true statement? Go ahead.
I did for the last one because A was closer to 0, and but then B was a lot more farther.
Okay, so how do you figure out which one is your answer?
I have to compare them and then get the answer.
All right, you compare them based on the distance. Okay, Selena?
I don't remember why I put for this, but I did. I think it's also the last one. It was like the absolute value of A would still be. I don't know.
Okay, Alana, would you like to add something?
I thought it was the first one because well, this was the answer I put for my test, and the absolute value. Like, I don't know why I chose it, but I think I put it.
So to get it easy for us to understand which one is really working well, so which one is not true statement, I told you before that represents each of the letters in according to numbers. So I could represent this as -1, right? And B, we could represent, let's say, -2. All right, and then we evaluate them. So for the first one, absolute value of -1.
It can't be negative.
Which one, Andy?
B cannot be negative because.
Oh,
Yeah.
you always guys got a good catch. I never made a positive. How did I did not see that? Good, thank you, Andy. And then this is 2. Okay, so now we could simplify 1. It says greater than 2, so that's not true. Correct? So it's not possible. Let's go to the next one.
Wait, but then it says it is not true. Like, which statement is not true?
Yeah, that's why I put an X, right? That's why it's not true. Let's see number 2. So it's negative absolute value of 2 is less than B, which is 2. So -2 is less than 2. So that is true. I just check it which one is not true and true. For the next one, it says that absolute value of -1 is greater than absolute value of 1. And oh wait, yes. Hold on. So it means that is 1. I'm missing that. So 1 is greater than 1. Is that true or not? Where did we make a mistake? Oh, this is -1. We'll make that. So let me go back one more time. I don't want to confuse myself. All right. So I'm confusing myself here. So absolute value of -1 is greater than -1. Here we go. Now it's clearer. So absolute value of -1 is 1. It says it is greater than -1. So that statement is also true. For the last one, absolute value of -1 is less than the absolute value of 2. So 1 is less than 2, which is statement is true. So therefore, with this statement, the answer is which of the number line shown statement is not true. So the one that's not true is the first one. Did we get that? All right. So even me, I got a little bit of, you have to really like go back and check, right? So we make mistake. Let's go to the next one. So let's clear this and let's proceed to the next question. Here, question number 4. Choose the polygon which vertices U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. So which one is the correct vertices? This is just plotting points. It will always be XY. So if you still remember which one are you, now put it in. I'll give you a minute. 2 seconds. All right, so going back to our lesson, it says the point will always be going from X and then Y. We cannot switch them around or else we are on the different quadrant. If you look at this answer and the answer, they are opposite of each other and the quadrant is not correct. So comparing this and this, the only difference is like the W was plotted and the X was plotted incorrectly. So with that said, where can we find U -4 -5, V -4 +4, W -2 and 4, X -2 and 1, and Y 1 1, and Z 1 to -5. So go ahead. What was your choice? Go ahead, Alana.
I picked the second one on the left side because that's when like U had the -4 and -5. Then I checked for V, which had -4, -4, and I checked for the other ones, and then I looked, and then the other one, like the other options, they didn't have the same coordinates, so I did just the answer.
So which one did you pick? This one? Let's say this is A or this is B.
B.
So you pick this one.
Yeah.
All right. So obviously, just plotting one point, you will know right away that they are not correct. So if you plot, this is already in the reverse position, and this is already in the reverse position. So the only way you could pick is this and that. But then you look at the W, which is plotted. So it's plotted in the wrong way. This is -2 and 4, and this is -2 and also 4. Wait, was that correct? Oh, the V was not the right one. The V is supposed to be at -4 4, at -4 4. This is already 5. So the V here was not in a correct position. But everything else supposed to be is correct. Of course, when the V is wrong, your U is not. It will gonna follow something like that. Now the next question is, what is the perimeter of this polygon, of this irregular polygon? How do you figure out the perimeter of the polygon? An easy way. Anyone? Other than Alana? Who is here? Oh, I have another student who come in. Anybody? Joy? Safa? Oh, Vicky's here. Joy, go ahead. How do we figure out uh how to find the perimeter of this? Guys, you're quiet. What's going on? Alana? Again?
you could count the units of the perimeter.
Yeah, we could just count the units of the perimeter. We just count the units, how much are there. So here, if you look over here, this is just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and so on. So what is the total perimeter in this? By just counting, you're not getting crazy by finding the absolute value of this, absolute value of that, with different distances. What did you guys answer? Before I ask you, let me see. What's the answer that you have? I couldn't even show screen. Tiffany, what's your answer? How many units?
I got 28 units.
You got
28
You got
units.
28. Vicky, what's your answer?
My answer, I was not gonna I was gonna tell you that I did the thing, but then I did forgot to turn it in, and I got a 0.
Okay, just turn it in. I will look at it today. I know some of you just forgot to turn it in, like Lena also forgot to turn it in. Okay, so we got 14, and if you go the other side, it will be also 14. So that gonna make you 28 units. All right, not 32. Some of you said 32. Okay, let's go to our next problem. I think that's the last problem we're gonna go going over. Other problems, you guys did a good job. So let's go here. I'll give you a minute. So enter decimal number in the boxes to identify the point in the quadrant 3, which is 3 units away from point A. So enter, let me read if I read it right. Hold on. Because my screen is
may I
small.
do it?
I'll give you a minute first, but I'll let you do it. All right? So again, enter decimal numbers in the boxes to identify the point in quadrant 3, which is 3 units away from A. 3 units away from A. I'll give you a minute. All right, Selena, take it away.
Okay, so I got negative 0.5 for both the x and y coordinates. I got that because like every 2 units is equal to 1. So then if you were to move it 3 times over, like which is 6 units.
2, 3. So you're
Yeah,
here.
and then it'll be over there, and then the one before -1 is 0.5, and because it's negative, both of them are negative 0.5.
So negative 0.5 is your x. Wait. And then negative 0.5 is your y. It looks like acorn now. That's correct. Anybody has a violent reaction for this one? Violent reaction. So we're good, right? So it's just because it tells us it's in quadrant 3. Is that? I think this is also one of the questions before that it should be quadrant 4. So you had to go where it is. I think that was question 1. So I look at the answers in your responses in the peer deck, and almost everybody got that answer of negative 0.5 and negative 0.5, which is, guys, correct. I have a quick question. Why is it that when we work together, you know the answer, and when you're by yourself, you forgot? No one answered that? So when we work together, we're good. But then when you're on your own to do the thing, you forgot it about it, guys. So be confident. That's all I'm asking you. Be confident. Read. Be confident. So with that said, I don't want our scores to be like bad because it was just an assessment. So I'm giving you an extra credit. Okay. So in Google, I'm sorry. In a Google Classroom, I assigned performance test. There are 3 questions in that performance test. You are going to answer 2 of the 3 tests correctly to get 10 extra credits. If you got only 1 correct, then you got 5. So no assistance, please. You're gonna ask me a question. Yes, Alana.
I have a couple of questions. One, does the peer deck count as extra credit?
This one? Not
No,
today.
the peer deck that we were doing.
Oh, the other one, the other pure deck. Yes, that one too will be counted in the first assessment.
And it in the assignment it says that the maximum credits you could get is 6.
Oh, I
And
gonna.
what happens if you get
No,
all 3 of them correct?
I know. I gonna fix that. So I gonna fix it to 10. But and you only have to answer 2. So I'm gonna fix
I will
it right now.
get all 3 right.
Yeah. You only answered 2 out of those 3 questions. And I'm gonna change the due date too. And you get 10 extra credits. So no help on your own because there is like writing at the bottom. So if you could do that, it's 10 points is worth it. Okay?
Can we leave Pear Deck?
Yes, you could leave per deck. Alright, you work guys. I'll be quiet.